Alabama earthquake, Democrat Jones wins. Democrat Doug Jones defeated Roy Moore in a special election earthquake Tuesday, flipping an Alabama Senate seat to Democrats for the first time in a quarter century and delivering a blow to President Donald Trump. The Associated Press called the race for Jones, a former U.S. attorney, who had 49.5% of the vote to Moore's 48.9% with 91% of precincts reporting. Jones' win after Moore was accused of sexual assault and other misconduct by multiple women in November will shrink Republicans' already tenuous Senate majority to 51-49, just as the party approaches final consideration of its sweeping tax bill and prepares for the 2018 midterm elections in a difficult political environment. Moore's loss relieves Senate Republicans from one burden, considering whether they would expel him from the chamber if he won. But the Republican defeat was a major setback for Trump, who gave Moore a full-throated endorsement in the final days of the race, in a state he won with over 60% of the vote in 2016. The president set up the election as one with outsized consequences for his administration and the GOP, tweeting repeatedly that Alabama could not afford to elect Jones. Trump also praised Moore at a rally in nearby Pensacola, Florida, and the Republican National Committee injected late money into the race after Trump re-engaged. Trump's late play for Moore went against the will of Senate Republicans, who abandoned Moore after women came forward to say that Moore had pursued relationships with them when they were teenagers and he was in his 30s, including one who described sexual contact with Moore when she was 14. As Moore's campaign fought scandal, Jones became cause of national Democrats eager to defeat the Republican. Online donors flooded his campaign with money as Jones crisscrossed Alabama, focusing on what he called kitchen table issues, and rarely mentioning his party. His TV ads blanketed the airwaves, hammering Moore as a sexual predator while also introducing Jones as a Second Amendment-supporting federal prosecutor who had convicted Ku Klux Klansmen involved in the bombing of Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church during the Civil Rights era. Jones rode a surge of energy among black voters and got a key bump from white-collar suburbanites who often vote Republican but turned away from the controversial Moore. The GOP nominee's history of inflammatory comments about women, Muslims and LGBT people had already damaged his standing, and the sexual misconduct allegations scared more voters away. Moore still won college-educated white voters 57% to 41%, according to the National Election Poll exit poll, but the group shifted hard in Democrats' direction compared to past Alabama elections. Trump prompted the special election by nominating former Sen. Jeff Sessions to be his Attorney General. Jones will replace appointed Republican Sen. Luther Strange and will hold the Senate seat until 2020. When Sessions' old term expires. Trump prompted the special election by nominating former Sen. Jeff Sessions to be his Attorney General. Jones will replace appointed Republican Sen. Luther Strange and will hold the Senate seat until 2020, when Sessions' old term expires.